What if Israel conquered every country on Earth? Let's see how they're gonna do it because they don't start off very big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They literally got 16 pixels. That's not a whole lot. Meanwhile, a place like Russia starts with 20,000 pixels. We have to scroll pretty far down to even see the first Israeli flag. I say the first Israeli flag because there's gonna be probably very many different forms of Israel that are gonna pop up in this video, like an Israeli empire as soon as they take over all the Middle East, or as soon as they take over Iran. When are they going to do that? Oh, this video is going to get spicy, isn't it? By the way, if you want to take over some countries, possibly make them the 51st state, check out makeshift.com. You can make Canada, Panama, or Greenland your own 51st state, or somehow find a way to keep their independence. Make sure you keep them safe. If you buy them and you keep them safe in your house, they can't possibly be the 51st state then, right? Does that even make sense? Head over to makeshift.com by using that first link in the description down below. So first things first, they're going to get a lot of the Eastern Mediterranean. Well, they actually didn't get a lot. I forgot that Cyprus is here. So they might potentially attack Cyprus. They're definitely going to probably attack Palestine. Then after that, who knows? Maybe Egypt. Maybe they go after, well, I don't think they can go immediately after Saudi Arabia. They probably will go after Jordan and Syria, though. Israel's not starting off with any alliances. I love to see what the AI decides, like who is their friend and who is their foe. Ukraine ended the Russian conflict pretty well. They actually got more territory than they started off the war with. They actually got a little bit of Crimea back. And we start this game off with 205 nations. We've already lost 3 of them. They were mostly small island nations in the Caribbean. We've got an Iberian Union. They're moving into Morocco. So if Israel wants to escape out of the Mediterranean, they're probably going to have to go through Spain for now. All these wars happening in Africa are going to be a big deal, especially if Israel has to fight a massive Sudan that takes over all of Chad here. What the hell happened to Bulgaria? You good, India? Oh, man, this is a massive Israel. Oh, I was going to say massive Israeli. Well, Israel. Wait, India fanboys. India, Israel fanboys. There goes Sri Lanka. We also have East Germany that's made a rare extra cameo. It's like World War II all over again with France and the UK allied. Love how the Middle East in this world is actually the most stable place on Earth comparatively. Like there hasn't been much happening here. Oh, we finally got our first alliance. Saudi Arabia allied to Oman over this way. So Libya is now down. That means Egypt has gotten a little bit bigger, which might be a problem for Israel. There goes the first war with Iran. They not only are going after Armenia. Did they take out Azerbaijan too? Oh no, but they're also fighting the UAE down this way, so they're fighting for the Strait of Hormuz. It's a constant back and forth. Wait, Oman got over this? Where they got 1 red pixel? Something horrific has just happened. Israel now has 7 pixels, but they did manage to take, oh my goodness, Lebanon is allied to Egypt. Also, Jordan is allied to Turkey. All right, Israel, I don't know how the hell you're gonna come out of that. They're definitely not gonna be able to make quite as much money because, again, they only have 7 pixels now. Meanwhile, another regional foe, possibly, Turkey might take over Romania. Okay, here we go. It's Egypt versus Israel. Okay, you literally only have like 6 pixels to work with. It might be kind of a stalemate for now. Unfortunately, Lebanon is fighting very strong with 6 combat efficiency, and Egypt not bad either at 5. So this is not, the Israelis are going to be able to maybe push into Egypt, but not much. Oh, they actually managed to take, okay, so they got some land back. They're at a whole 18 pixels now. They got 18 pixels. Oh, because it's sea territory. I forgot about that. Well, that's not providing them that much extra strength. If they can get to Cairo, that's going to change everything. They can slowly make their way. Okay, this is good. They're getting, well, it's good for them. This might be the way everything changes. Boom! They absolutely needed that, or else this is gonna be a very anticlimactic video. I got scared for a second. I'm like, I made this video thinking Israel's gonna take over the world. What if they just don't? So this is the new Israeli borders. They have 278 pixels that they're working with. They have a long way to go. They did make their first friend though, and that is with Syria. Syria and Cyprus, in fact. And again, now they have another war. They just took out Jordan really quick. Oh wow! And who was that just fell? Well, Libya had already fallen. Chad just got a bunch of territory. So did Sudan. Saudi Arabia is now friends with the UAE. Iran is still going strong. Oh, we have an Iraqi-Saudi Arabian war. Israel's only 2 friends, Cyprus and Syria, just kind of watching, twiddling their thumbs right now. As well, Iraq looks like they did just take the capital. Is that Russia? Oh no, Turkmenistan just has a very similar color to Russia. Saudi Arabia on a little bit of a comeback. Also, will Israel just let Sudan fall like this to the Chadians? Oh my goodness, yeah, it looks like Iraq is gonna just a massive downfall, a huge fall off. Bro, That's crazy. Saudi Arabia just took over, just manhandled Iraq right now. Look at big old Turkmenistan fighting like single-handedly all of the Central Asian nations. Germany kind of with a little bit of a comeback. France still has a little bit of their German territory. The Israelis now have access to multiple cities. Beirut being another one. Do they have one behind? Oh, they do have one behind this pixel. Oh, they're at war. All right, so they're the Israeli-Syrian alliance working together. Actually, Saudi Arabia. Oh, I didn't know what happened for a second. So they had to actually wipe peace. Oh, they just lost a friend. Saudi Arabia actually just stole away Syria. They puppeted them. Now it's just the Israelis and Cyprus. Cyprus? What do you call people from Cyprus? I don't even know. Sudan is still going, although they lost a lot more territory than they had before. Turkey trying to form the Ottoman Empire, but with the Saudi Arabian Empire beginning to form up, this is definitely going to be a thorn in their side. Iran and Turkmenistan have formed a pretty big a team, not union yet. China slowly mobilizing, going after Southeast Asia. Syria trying to fight for their freedom, but it looks like it's just going to end up with the death of Syria. We have Afghanistan moving after the Iranian-Turkmenistan alliance. Love that you can see the outline of major rivers now, like the Nile River. That is so cool. Dang, Afghanistan single-handedly took a pretty big blow. They gave a big blow to Turkmenistan. Well, I shouldn't say the word gave, and never mind. The USA took over Canada, so they did make Canada their 51st state. You can do that too. Again, makeship.com. There's only 3 possible enemies for the Israeli AI right now. It's Saudi Arabia, it's Sudan, and it's Chad. That's really it because they're allied to Cyprus. Saudi Arabia, oh, this is the big war right here between Saudi Arabia and Iran. Israel actually not playing a big role in this yet. Oh, but if the Iranians begin to win this, that's going to be huge. Iran now allied to Pakistan and Turkmenistan, trying to really counteract Afghanistan here. There it is. The Israelis are moving in after Saudi Arabia. They've pieced out, but they are bigger than ever before. 557 pixels. Again, that's actually not that impressive on a what the hell happened to Mexico? How did Guatemala take over all of Mexico? Look at Guatemala. They got all of Cuba and Florida. Finally, Turkmenistan has fallen, leaving only 3 Central Asian nations left. Mongolia fighting for their life against Russia right now. Now the Israelis moving in after Sudan. I would think they would have made a lot more progress by now. Even though they can fight really efficiently, they got to start getting a lot bigger quick. There's only 132 nations left on this board. Oh, there goes France. Belgium taking over all of the lowlands and Switzerland and France. Now the Israelis going after a NATO nation. They are moving in after Turkey. Oh, did they annex? Oh, I was going to say, so they're still friends with Cyprus. Did Cyprus draw them into that war? Getting very close to Ankara. They're knocking on the doorsteps. Boom. They had to go back to the old Istanbul capital. And now the Israelis do, in fact, border Iran. So will we see some 2025 stuff happen now? Well, now they have direct land borders, so I don't know what's going to happen here. Iran and Afghanistan now both moving in after Pakistan. Oh, that's because they're a Chinese puppet. Turkey really looking hurt right now. Greece and Turkey are allied. That's how desperate they're getting. Oh my goodness, Guatemala almost took over all of North America. What the hell is happening? Israel is currently, well, they're almost at 1,000 pixels. They got a while to make it to the top 10 biggest nations. They got to do a lot more work. Israel just annexed Cyprus. That was a long time ally. Makes sense. It wasn't a union either. Ooh, look at Greenland go as they take away some land from the US. Also, is this Portugal moving into, Newfoundland? The English making a little, or I guess the Brits making a D-Day invasion, this time against the true enemy, Belgium just took over London. Oh my goodness, the UK is going down, aren't they? They cannot defeat the Waffle Empire. Israel, oh wait, no, that's not Israel moving. It's again another war against Saudi Arabia and Iran. This time they have 2 different allies. So Azerbaijan is not going to help out too much while Iran has made it through the Strait of Hormuz. They might eliminate the UAE. They just took the Saudi Arabian capital over, and the Israelis are just watching. Meanwhile, Kazakhstan and Russia are at war. Pretty big Sudan once again growing in Africa. The Iranians have not eliminated any of these 3 foes just yet. Oh, and there's a white piece. It looks like we will see a war between Israel and Iran, and it's going to be, oh, did Ethiopia just fall? I think that was Kenya or something. India just made it to the Horn of Africa. Kazakhstan has been puppeted by Russia. They are reforming the Soviet Empire, I think. They also are taking these Turkish lands. Oh no, is Guatemala gonna fall now, North America? This was the greatest comeback. It wasn't even a comeback. This was just the greatest thing. They are still pushing into US states. Oh, and then now Russia has completely annexed Turkey, which means we will see the Israelis and Russians fight it out. Russia has their own form of Israel out this way with their Jewish autonomous oblast. I think it's like right there. Israel versus Russian Israel. There it is. Okay, so they're already fighting. Wow, so Israel's choosing to go after Russia right now. They're trying to take out, so Turkey is currently just a puppet. They haven't been completely annexed yet, and they just grabbed Istanbul. Turkey is now dead, and they are moving over the Caucasus Mountains. They are slowly approaching Moscow. This is crazy. That is one way to get really big, really fast. Just take out Russia. Boom, there goes the Russian capital. They moved it to St. Petersburg. Kazakhstan Kazakhstan now going to try to fight for their independence, but that is not going to go very well. Russia, Ukraine, and Belarus have formed a team. The Iberian Union is now real, unified under Spain. Oh, so the UK did fall to the Belgians. Let's see if Germany can do their thing. The speed bump of Europe versus Germany. Let's see if they can finally get their... Well, there's going to be white peace. Now Iran versus Afghanistan. And the Swedes just took out Poland. That is the most... That I never expected that. If anyone's going to be able to defeat Belgium, it is going to be Germany, or vice versa. But it looks like the German... Yep, it's, of course, Germany moving through Belgium. Where have we seen that one before? Kind of got a big old Ireland now because of that, though. Mongolia is still going. They are actually getting a little bit of outer Mongolia, but oh, they're beginning to lose. Now Russia's just deciding to set their sights on the Nordic territory. They have not taken out Finland yet. That is their huge kryptonite typically. China is actually moving into India now, too. We got a pretty big Malaysia. China's been very strange in this campaign. They haven't moved much. Oh, they just took over all of India. Never mind. I need to shut up. Let's see if India can get their independence, though. Now Iran has become a puppet to Russia. So again, the Israelis are going to have to continue to fight Russia, whether they go after Iran or not. And it's going to be Spain that takes over a majority of Western Europe. Greenland is still going. They were fighting for their independence. Greenland is a puppet to the U.S. The Russians are making a comeback because they did take over Finland. They're probably going to annex Iran and Kazakhstan soon. Oh, look at Ireland go as they're fighting the Spanish. And Israel doing this all without any friends. It's crazy. Guatemala has been pushed to just Mexico territory now. Oh, and now China is actually fighting for a little bit of the Arabian Peninsula. There's kind of a war between China and Russia. Here we go again. The Israelis fighting the Russians. Oh, they're going to have to single-handedly take them out, I think. They might just... Oh, they're getting huge now. This is not the way I thought the Israeli AI was going to grow, but that's what makes these AI games so fascinating. They went after like Egypt first, then they went after Turkey, then they went straight for Russia, which is a pretty logical... If you want to get big fast, that's the way to do it. Israel is currently the 4th largest nation, just above Brazil. We have China and Russia fighting it out. Get big old Ireland go here. They're also allied to Morocco and allied to Algeria. When did the Israelis start to move into the Balkans? They took over Bulgaria. They actually have Budapest here. I think it's the Russians that are going to take over China, but I'm not sure yet. Finally, Mongolia is gone. Israel still has a long way to go to get big. They're a sizable power, but they're not that big compared to some of these. Yeah, Russia continues to gain strength because they took over a majority of China. Look at Panama. I didn't realize. Oh, we have Central American powers growing over here. There goes Israel again, just fighting Russia, letting the Russian AI continue to do good, and then once they get good enough and big enough, they fight them again. Oh, the Israelis took over almost all of the Arabian Peninsula. They're also in the Horn of Africa now. They are approaching India. They got to be careful. Oh, they don't got money. Israel doesn't have money. They do have friends. I forgot to check in on this. They're friends with Sudan and they're friends with Nigeria. That is not what I expected. They've also taken over almost all of Eastern Europe and all the Italian Peninsula. Oh, they're getting huge. And just like that, they are probably the #1 nation in terms of size. Somehow Guatemala has been able to keep the U.S. at bay. A U.S. with a Canadian 51st state. Israel is the #1 nation in terms of area at this point. And now they're moving into Iceland and they have half of Greenland. They're also getting fed money from... Oh, are you also friends with some like Rwanda or something? No, that's Sudan that has control of Rwanda. Oh, they're in Canada. Israel slowly taking over North America. They haven't made it into modern states just yet, but they are in Canadian provinces. They're very, very close to getting into Maine. They're focused on fighting Russia and China at the same time, and they're also beginning to puppet more and more African powers, Zambia being one of them. Okay, they're in northern India, and they're also in North Korea. They've taken over all of the Korean Peninsula. They're in Japan. They conquered almost all of India. They're at war with Australia right now. They have made it, I think, a little bit into Maine, right? And they have a lot more friends now. 2 allies and 2 puppets, which is key. Okay, they finally destroyed Russia and China at the same time. Who is this? China Bhutan. But this is a China Bhutan that is puppeted. Who are you puppeted? Oh yeah, so the US have them. I thought that color looked familiar. Bam, DC is now Israeli. And they're moving into Iberia, very close to getting Madrid. They got Madrid. They got London. I'm curious if they're going to let anyone into a union, or is it just going to be Israel? Sometimes we do these videos and it's funny to see like who unionizes with the great power. It looks like Israel's trying to do this completely solo. I didn't even realize Azerbaijan is here. Now moving into Brazil. Oh no, they just puppeted Brazil. They also puppeted Argentina, which is an Argentina/Chile. They're gonna have to fight these 2 massive foes, Panama and Guatemala. Oh, is Guatemala El Salvador? Who else was involved in this? They keep the flag of the starting member. That's cool. Oh, that's a lot of blue. They basically take over the entire world. They actually didn't. There's only blue nations left. What are the chances of that? They have all of the Eastern Hemisphere and more, and they have puppeted. Okay, they have all of North America, and they've puppeted literally everybody else or allied to everybody else. So there's people that are going to try to gain their independence, but it's not going to go very well. And they've got a lot of puppets. Just seen like nice like diversified diplomatic situation. They've got 1 friend and then a lot of puppets. They did finally integrate Azerbaijan, and there you have it. Israel, who at one point was like what was that, 7 pixels? They have taken over the entire world. I'm sure this is going to be a very interesting comment section. These are the patrons for this month. If you'd like to join, check that link down below to patreon.com. If Greenland is the largest island, then Australia is its own continent again, right? Drew Supremacy League. Drew's Argentinian Trust Fund. Rip Grandpa. Connor Pavlik. Carmel S. Douche Baggins. Alexander the Terrible. Frederick King. Tiblin. Bear Hayes. Luxembourg Lover. Miglu the Goat. Nolan. Nord Tyrol. And Tamron.